So welcome back to Playing Away. This week joined by Liam Price from Nantwich Town, head of our game on Tuesday, the 11th of November. Liam, thank you very much for taking the time to join us on Playing Away to kick us off. Tell me a bit about you and your role within Nantwich Town.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I've been at Nantwich for 6 years, media. Started just assistant with helping out on games and sort of running it now for a couple of years. Seeing all the ups and downs in that time, and yeah, still enjoying it. Uh, still going strong.
Perfect. Just sort of how do you evaluate your start to the season so far?
I think pretty good. I think pretty good. Yeah, we started well with a couple of wins, and then sort of got waylaid a little bit with all of the cups. I think that can happen at this level. We did okay. We had a better in the FA Cup than the FA Trophy. Went out to Macclesfield in the cup, and then returned to the league. And yeah, in recent weeks it's been better. I think it was 4 wins out of 5 until last Saturday when we played Lower Breck and lost pretty comfortably at home. Uh, but yeah, the home form has been very good. That we were unbeaten in 12 at home in all competitions until the Breck game. So that's been a strong point. Away form, a bit more patchy. Some good wins. A win at Vauxhall the other week was an excellent performance. So yeah, I think it's promising. Yeah, but I think there's still some steps to take to get into those playoff places before we've caught up on all the games in hand.
And in terms of that opening form, as you mentioned, I know we're recording this before our games on Saturday, the 8th of November. But obviously on Tuesday you lost your game against Stalybridge to the weather, and as you mentioned
Yeah,
the Lower Breck game. Obviously a new side into the NPL. Obviously we're used to sort of playing them from the last couple of seasons. Just talk me through that game because obviously it was one that you look at the score line, and sometimes the score lines in those sort of games sometimes don't always reflect the 90 minutes. Just talk me through that one in a bit more detail.
yeah. It's sort of it was an intriguing game because you've seen all of the results that Breck were getting, and having never seen them play before. Swatting aside, almost everyone that they played, so it was really interesting to see what they'd be like, and they were very impressive. The movement, especially in forward positions, was really sharp. A step above anything we've faced in the league this season. Sam Burns, you'll know Sam Burns and Alex Chirera. Well, Chirera was quite quiet. I was more worried about him because he'd scored a lot of goals, but he had quite a quiet game. But Sam Burns was superb. Again, I'd probably say the best individual performance against that I've seen against us in the league this season. Scored a hat trick, set up the other goal. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, they were a step above. They had us at arm's length for most of the game. There's a couple of the first 10 minutes of the first half and the last 10 minutes of the first half. We had a bit of a foothold, had some chances. Scored the goal to make it 2-1, and then had one chance right on half time to make it 2-2, which would have been really interesting for the second half. But then the second half started, it was like nothing had happened. They scored early in the second half, and that was it really. A couple of decisions that maybe went against us that's resulted in players with injuries now, in terms of challenges, but you can't really complain about that when you've been beaten 4-1. They were very good value for it. Whether they can sustain it is the million-dollar question, isn't it? But they're looking in very good shape at the moment.
And looking just at your squad at the minute, Liam, you've got a good number of um, players with Bury connections. We'll start on Byron Moore, obviously played for Bury in the Football League days. What's he been like so far this season?
Yeah, he's been a great addition. I think vastly experienced. Obviously, I know him much better from when he was at Crew Alex in his early career. I watched him score at Wembley, won by a playoff final once. Yes, he's been a good addition. There's a lot of young players in the squad, and having someone like him is really uh, valuable. He's had some very good moments, most memorably at FA Cup replay at home against Avro. It was 0-0, and he scored two late goals to take us through. Uh, that was arguably the moment of the season, the first goal when that went in because it didn't look like it was coming, and he managed to make it happen. He hasn't. He started some games, but mostly on the bench because the front three's been doing quite well. But he's definitely been an asset to us, and I think he'll continue to be through the season.
Another player, you talk about the front line doing well, but at the back, Ben Hockenhull played for us
Mm.
last season, scored a quite a probably dramatic equaliser for us on the Isle of Man. What sort of addition has he been like?
Yeah, he's done well. He's done well. He started the season very well. We play a back three, and he plays on the left of that generally. Uh, he takes long throw-ins. He's got a good long throw-in on him. That's because it's a modern trend now, isn't it? Everyone's been doing long throws again. He's been contributing to those. Very good at winning his headers. Reads the game well. Seems a good character. All of that. Yeah, been pretty much a mainstay. Uh, he was very controversially sent off in the FA Trophy against Ossett United for a second yellow card for simulation when it wasn't simulation. So on paper that's the only blot he's had, but that wasn't a red card. Yeah, he's been very impressive.
And just finally, two other players that have sort of been in and around the squad as well over the last sort of year to 18 months at Bury that are now with Nantwich, AD Roxburgh, and Pat Jarrett as well, both players that
Mm.
have probably during their time at Bury Met were probably more on the periphery of the starting 11. I know Pat Jarrett came on in that game against Lower Breck, which
Yeah.
early on, which I assume was to cover one of the injuries that you talked
Mm.
about previously. But again, two players that have been mainstays in your squad this season.
Yeah, yeah. So AD, it's the second time he's been at Nantwich when he come back in the summer, and he's been very good because we had James Malado as a right back last season. He went to Warrington Town in the summer in the league above, and AD's come back and he's been, yeah, like you say, mainstays, but very good. In the three at the back system, the wing backs are very important, and he's been uh, really solid. A lot of assists. I think he's top of our assist chart. Uh, he's really, really energetic. Doesn't seem to get tired either, which is helpful. And yeah, Paddy Jarrett, again, he was with us before. When he was at Stoke, he was on loan with us a few years ago for a month and did well in that period. Obviously, he's been about since then. He went up to Scotland. He's on Bury, of course. Uh, yeah, on Saturday he came off the injured player and ended up getting man of the match because he had a really positive impact on the game. Uh, so yeah, he's been a good addition. He's very clever. His movement between the lines is something I've noticed with him. He's got a couple of goals. He's threatened to get more. I think if I mean all being well with there's a game on Saturday, Darlington for us. He might start against Bury. I don't know. I think he's knocking on the door of starting. He hasn't started. He's been in and out a little bit, but yeah, I've liked watching both of them so far.
We've talked about the players there with the Bury connections. Ahead of the game, if Bury fans are going to be looking out for players on the pitch from your perspective, who would you be recommending to look out for?
Well, I mean, the obvious show on is probably Alex Panther, the top is our top scorer. He scored again on Saturday. Recently signed a contract to stay with us, which was a big bit of news for Nantwich because it's an incredible story really. Only in the 23-24 season he was playing for Poynton in the Cheshire League. Very quickly moved up at Main Road. He was at Main Road, which is two tiers lower than us. And then he went to Wythenshawe Town. Maybe didn't quite settle there, but we sort of poached him a little bit from them, which happens all the time at this level. But he's been, end of last season he sort of settled in a little bit, but this season he's really kicked on. He looks a real threat. Uh, kind of an old-fashioned centre forward, big guy, fast, physical, great finisher. Yeah, he's been really, really impressive. He'd be one to flag more than anyone else. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Uh, Joel Conley's a captain. He'll be the captain because Kelvin Mellows, the club captain, I think he's going to be injured. He's going to miss that game. Uh, really industrious presence in midfield. And then who else at the back? Well, we mentioned Ben Hockenhull. Uh, Left back, Perry Birkinshaw, uh, the really dependable player. Has been at Nantwich for a few years, over 100 appearances. He dovetails well with Roxburgh on the right. He scored a couple of goals this season from left back. Yeah, I think that's a good summation of the team.
From looking at sort of players on the pitch, going to off the pitch, what can the Bury fans expect from their visit? 'Cause I'm sure some of them may well have attended a pre-season friendly for Nantwich, probably
Mm.
a good few years ago before the club unfortunately was expelled from the Football League, where there was a famous team sheet going around that just said trialist for Bury. For Bury fans that may not have been at that game or been at Nantwich before, just paint me a picture of what they can expect sort of from off the pitch facilities.
Yeah, I remember that game with the Palace game. That was a real shocking thing to see, really, in the flesh, as it were, when on the paper when the team sheet came through. But yeah, the match day experience, there is going to be some light segregation, but we've got experience of doing it because we've had a run in the FA Trophy a couple of years ago, which required a couple of segregated home games. So we should be fine in terms of organising it. There'll be outdoor bar facilities and toilets and all of that. The vantage points are solid. It's not, you're far from a mile from the pitch. You're very close to the pitch all the way around behind the goal and all of that. Uh, but for fans who buy a seated ticket, it's a very good view uh, from the main stand of the pitch, artificial pitch. I don't think it was artificial in the trialist friendly, but it's switched in the last couple of years. Uh, yeah, I don't know the full ins and outs, but with the segregation, but it should be fine. For the fans that come. There'll be plenty of stewards who are all very friendly and welcoming to away fans. We've got the experience in the tank from a couple of years ago, so it should be fine. It should be a good day. I think we're all looking forward to it.
And in terms of ticketing, correct me if I'm wrong, Liam, but for the fans that had tickets for the original game before it was moved, those tickets are still valid, aren't they?
Yes, they are. The one that it was meant to be the 30th of September, wasn't it? That was the second time that it got called off. But yeah, all of those will stand. They're back on sale now. For those that haven't bought them before but want to this time, yeah, they're up there to buy now. If you did buy them in September and can't go this time, just contact the club and they should be able to sort a full refund if that's needed. But yeah, other than that, it's all systems go really. I thought it should be a big crowd. I'll have to see where it ranks in our all-time league crowds when the numbers come in.
What's the highest crowd? What are your numbers looking at?
I I couldn't. I should have looked what the highest league crowd is. The record crowd for the stadium is about 1,400, which was when we got to the FA Trophy semi-finals quite a few years ago against Halifax. That was 1,400. For the league, I think it'll definitely be over 1,000 next week. I think there's a chance we could have a record league crowd, but we'll have to see. I'll have to check on that.
Fair enough. And just finally, Liam, obviously, I know you've got your game at the weekend against Darlaston, but if you were to put a score prediction on this game against Bury, what would it be for you?
It's hard to predict, isn't it? The games at this level are very hard to predict because you just get shock results every game week. I fancy our chances at home against anyone really because when we're on it, we are a good side. But obviously, Bury have we don't even mention Kai Evans. That anyone at Nantwich knows how good Kai Evans is. And there's obviously many other players as well. Uh, I'd go with maybe a high scoring draw, 2-2 or something like that, and then lots of entertainment.
Perfect. I forgot to mention Kai Evans, but you shoehorned him in
Yeah,
right at the end there. Liam, thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us on Playing Away today.
no problem. Thank you.